Tony, thank you. A terrifying moment captured on camera. An alleged drunk driver seen driving the wrong way on 95 over the weekend.
The person behind the wheel has since been charged with driving under the influence and reckless driving.
12 News reporter Matt Paddock spoke with the man who captured that video and joins us live in studio with his firsthand account. Matt?
Well, Kayla, Mike, Jay Gaudi tells me he was just finishing up his night DoorDashing when out of nowhere he saw this, a car driving the wrong way on 95. What would you do if you were driving on the interstate late at night and you see a car coming at you?
And I looked to the left of me and I noticed there was a car driving in the wrong way.
In new video obtained by 12 News, you can see drivers passing by as 49-year-old Joey Figueroa is caught on camera driving in the wrong direction. For Jay Gaudi, who captured the video, he says it's a terrifying thing to think about.
Just really scary. I read a few articles before of wrong way drivers, and most of the time it always ends fatally. So I was really scared I was going to see something that I didn't want to see.
Gaudi tells me he followed the car for 2 to 3 miles while on the phone with dispatch the entire time until he captured the moment state police pulled him over.
I jumped on the highway. It was around Pawtucket, Broadway area. It was a little bit past Charles Street, right before the mall's exit.
Police say Figueroa failed all field sobriety tests on scene as blood results are pending. But just days prior,
You really want to help other families. You really want to make sure that nobody else has to go through the suffering you've gone through.
advocates against drinking and driving held a rally at the State House, calling on legislators to take up 2 DUI bills which would bring forward stricter charges against drunk drivers. One of those advocates, Wesley Pennington, a former Rhode Island state trooper.
Laws need to be strengthened and changed here in Rhode Island.
Those cries for help went unheard by the end of the legislative session, as those most impacted continued calling for change.
To protect the citizens of our state, we have a major problem here, and our citizens deserve to be protected.
Advocates at the State House on Thursday told me even if the bills did not pass, they would not give up the fight against drinking and driving. Reporting live in studio, Matt Paddock, 12 News.
First tonight, we're hearing from the person who took this video of a car going the wrong way on 95 North in Pawtucket over the weekend. Good evening, I'm Mike Montecalvo. The driver of that car ended up getting arrested. 12 News reporter Matt Paddock listened to and talked to the person who caught both moments on camera. Matt?
Well, Mike, Jay Gaudi calls it a terrifying moment, working the end of a shift DoorDashing when he looked to his left and saw a car driving head-on into traffic on I-95.
What really frightened me the most was that he stayed on the fast lane.
Immediate shock and disbelief. That's how Jay Gaudi described his first-hand account of watching on as a car drove the wrong way on I-95 into oncoming traffic.
Looked to the left of me and I noticed there was a car driving in the wrong way. Tremendously scary. There was a lot of cars surprisingly on the road that night on the highway.
Gaudi says this carried on for miles as he called the incident into dispatchers, guiding them through where the driver was headed.
I jumped on the highway. It was around Pawtucket, Broadway area. It was a little bit past Charles Street, right before the mall's exit.
We've since learned that the driver, 49-year-old Joey Figueroa, was arrested for driving under the influence, his first offense, and reckless driving after failing field sobriety tests, according to state police.
Tell you quite honestly, there isn't a single moment of my life where my son is not forefront in my mind.
Just days prior to this wrong way impaired driving incident, 2 bills which would make changes to Rhode Island's DUI laws went unheard on the final day of the legislative session, as friends, family, and advocates fought to have their voices heard.
I've lived arresting impaired operators, seeing their records and seeing that they've had multiple offenses in the past. And somehow or some way, they're still driving, they're still out there.
A poor choice doesn't discriminate. It's anytime, anyone, anywhere.
Simply to protect the citizens of our state, we have a major problem here, and our citizens deserve to be protected.
And according to court documents, the driver of that vehicle, Joey Figueroa, is due back in court on June 30th. Reporting live in studio, Matt Paddock, 12 News.